Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga, woof. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, we're going to move fast this evening because there's a lot going on. Come to find out, there's a lot going on. And things are getting hot. They're getting hot in the kitchen, and it's cool. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. So the WBC literally, everyone's playing in our face, y'all. Everyone's playing in our face. One Black WBC champion at a time. And they got our brother Shaki Forster last night. And we're going to move fast because if you're at a desktop right now, I need you to pull up another window because it's a possibility that Ryan Garcia's sister, one of his sisters, I don't know how many he has, might pull up on Blue. He started a live stream, and outside of that, Blue is respectful of everyone's time. But when he popped up, I was like, what's going on? I knew there was something going on. And apparently, his opinion on Ryan Garcia got back to them. And his sister, Ryan's sister, saw jaw-jacking him on social media. So he sent her the link and he said, pull up. So I'm watching it in the back right now. And if she pull up, I don't know how YouTube does. I'm not going to pull up I'm not gonna pull up his stream on this stream. Maybe I'll play the audio, you know what I mean? Because you don't know when you're going through something historic until it's over with. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you guys, the meme that I made last night after what they did to Shaki Forster, I'm telling you right now, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up for you. I did this right last night. One Black WBC champion at a time, because there was something that I didn't realize that it just dawned on me. If you look at the rankings of all the WBC champions right now, do you know there's only 2 left from strawweight all the way up to heavyweight? There's only 2 left. Shakur, who defended last night, and Devin Haney. And they tried to rob Devin Haney. They got away with it. Had Ryan made weight, if he just kept going with Scooter, if he'd have made weight. Yes, I did, Thomas. I'm going to get to all of that, brother. I'm going to get to all of that. And thank you for that. Thank you, Thomas, because Thomas is the one that sent me what I'm about to show you. They'd have got Devin if Ryan just took off those 3 pounds, but they didn't anticipate him with the ostomy. And now Shakur's left. And don't look now, I just saw another message, allegedly, I don't know how true this is, but allegedly, Vasily Lomachenko is looking to step aside so Shakur could fight Tank in a unification bout. Now, why do you think this is happening? Do you remember when I said, JDM, I'm going to get to Crawford in a second. I'm doing a whole series about the people we have to protect, and Bud is one of them. I see what they're about to do to him. They're going to try and get him. Didn't I tell you that the business is paving the way for Vasily Lomachenko to be undisputed at 135? Why would he be so eager after chasing Tank for all this time to step aside and allow Shakur to take care of that business? Y'all don't see this already? Y'all don't see what's going on? Didn't Shakur have something on his jacket that said Bob protecting his baby, talking about Lomachenko? Y'all think that we just get on here and be crying racism and everything else? Let me explain to you what happened last night with Oshaki. He was a victim of the WBC on ESPN on a top-ranked card, which is what? The WBO. Why are they in cahoots? Let me take you back to 2018 with Teofimo Lopez. Just listen.
Hey, Devin Haney made a comment, trying to make whatever it is. But at the end of the day, Devin, you don't know. The WBC is not going to have you, even if you do the competition, they're not going to have you fight for the title. You can get mad at everything. I'm fighting for the title after this fight for the IBF. And then after that, me and Loma for all four. And where are you? You're not going to get a shot, bro. And you don't know that, but we do. And that's what we did. I'm not going to fight more fights. So it is what it is, man. Talk what you got to talk, my dude. But at the end of the day, you're not becoming a world champion at 135.
So in scrapbook boxing, this man, the sensei right here, and Kurt Sugar, in 78, in Champside, when we got on here and started talking about the Black Murderers Row and what it meant to be frozen out, do y'all understand what's happening here, what they're trying to do? Look what our brother Jose Diaz said. He said in the Latin channels, that's exactly what they're saying. Drew, you're correct. Bro, I'm not making this shit up. This is real. This is real. And Ryan Garcia, you know what? I'm starting to thank God for Ryan Garcia. You know why? Because now y'all see it. It was covert. Now you see it. He's literally calling you nigger to your face. Now you see it. And what was the schmuckery earlier today? Some black dude came out and said he got jumped. Stormy, please enlighten me on what happened. Because I was working.
Apparently there's a guy that's been in cahoots with the Garcia camp. He went on and did a video like he was laid up in the hospital with a neck brace on and everything, and saying that he got beat up by Ryan Garcia and his camp, some guys, because he walked up to him and said something along the lines of questioning his ethics or whatever, and they supposedly beat him up. Now, he posted the video on social media, but it has since been taken down. It found out that the guy has some kind of attachment to Ryan Garcia. It's like, it's more of the same. This whole thing, they're making a mockery of the sport. They're making a mockery of the people who follow the sport. And they're definitely making a shame mockery of the supporters who should have been on the correct side of things, that have thrown this ignorant allegiance behind Ryan Garcia because of their dislike or distaste of the Haney camp and whatnot. So people like those guys, Regis Prograis, I just did a video that'll be premiered tomorrow because Prograis is going over to the UK in August 24th to face Jack Kelly. And he said in an interview that's on Boxing Scene that he doesn't agree with what Bob Arum has had to say about those officials over there in the UK, but he going over there and he getting ready to fight Catterall, but he thinks that Catterall is not as good as fighters defeated already. But understand that he lost to Josh Taylor over there, okay, and Jack Catterall, who beat Josh Taylor easier than Prograis may have had a good run against him, they still robbed Catterall. And Catterall is from over there.
Yeah.
So Prograis is showing his ignorance to the 100th power. And remember, his whole thing running up, let me slow it down. When he lost to Josh Taylor, he said in the ring, when the fight was over, the better man won tonight. Okay, he said that about Josh Taylor.
Hold that thought for a second. Hold that thought for 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna let you cook. Good brother Brambo. That's your opinion. But we're gonna explain why what you're saying didn't even matter last night. We're gonna explain why it didn't even matter. Now you're entitled to your opinion, but we're gonna explain why. What you're saying, even if Oshaki did do that, it didn't even matter. it was all business last night. We're gonna explain it, good brother. We're gonna explain it. But go ahead, Storm. We're gonna explain it.
Yeah. So Taylor defeated Prograis. Prograis announced in the ring that the better fighter won tonight. Fast forward to this year when he lost to Devin Haney, or late last year when he lost to Devin Haney. Prograis in the promotion leading up to the fight, all he did was put Devin Haney down. He put him down, said that he wasn't even from the streets. He's a schoolboy, and all of this stuff, the derogatory means of trying to denigrate, tear Devin down for all of Devin's accomplishments, which were all on the level, by the way. Then he gets wiped by Devin.
Yep.
So after the Devin fight, he says he's better than I thought he was.
That's what he said.
He said that. And then when the Ryan Garcia situation happened, Ryan pops dirty, missed weight and all that, he's trying to attach himself to having been cheated by Devin Haney, which is false. You see?
Beige Smurf. You keep on talking, you beige Smurf.
Bill,
Listen, it's my turn, Smurf.
Tell the people, man. Go ahead.
And so now he's being dismissive of Catterall, trying to say that Catterall ain't as good as fighters that he's beaten already. He ain't beat nobody.
That's right.
And he damn near lost to Jermaine Ortiz. Right? So he's going to the UK, you guys, in August to face Jack Catterall, who's ready for the next step because he's on a championship quest himself. Now that he's got his Josh Taylor stuff out of the way, Jack Catterall is a good fighter. If you've been watching my channel, I said this about Jack Catterall long time ago. Said he's a good fighter. But just because these guys are coming from the UK, stop being so damn dismissive of them, because while you guys have been ridiculed and making fun and everything, they've gotten better.
That's right.
They're coaching, they're training. Some of them have come and got coaching from the US.
Yep.
By some of y'all favorite trainers. And they've gotten better. In the meantime, your Western American fighters have been doing all of this social media BS. And they have regressed.
That's right.
Because their trainers don't really know what the hell is going on. They're the guys with the toothpick in their mouth and the towel thrown over their shoulder and a pair of pads ready to pull out and slap some combination sequences for your cameras.
Glorified aerobics.
And these guys are getting better. And I said that a while ago, and ain't nobody listening because Stormy B-Man ain't worth tuning into.
Let me dumb it down. Let me dumb it down. Let me dumb it down even further. Y'all all remember Dream Team 1? That was a cheat code. But you know why they were so dominant? Because these were the best basketball players in the United States, and they overshadowed everything in the world. There could never be a dream team on that level again. You know why? Back then, the only rival that they did have was Croatia. Now, the world got better. Everybody got better. Dream Team 1, there were kids growing up watching the Jordans and Birds and Magic, and now they're all 6'9", 6'10". And they're running and dunking and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. The world got better. That's what's happening in the UK, y'all. Those guys got better. Now, let me read this super chat from my brother, I am sure will, in the building. He says, how do you throw 701 punches, land 76, and miss 625 of them and win? It was Robson versus Air last night. Shock was blatantly robbed. It was, listen, let's get to the smoke. Let's get to the smoke. First of all, salute to my brother Thomas, because he sent me this, y'all. Y'all want to go ahead and read that? I'll read it out loud. Let's read it as a family. What we going to do about this Mauricio Sillyman and Top Stank? Something fishy. His first 2 pairs of gloves he was originally supposed to fight in yesterday didn't have any padding, My coach had to make a fuss with the commission to get them changed. And then they blatantly robbed me, and I still could be champ. Hey, Oshaki. You know who this woman is? Female Judge of the Year. You know what she did? WBA, y'all. WBA. Y'all remember what happened with Michael Fox? Y'all remember that? This is the chick that did that to him. Okay? Slap on the wrist. All right, y'all remember her? Gloria. How did they get your number? Her. This is her. She also called Michelle Obama a monkey. She's MAGA. She's married to a high-ranking official in the WBA. Okay, Michael Fox's opponent got to the ring with skin gloves. You remember that, y'all? He got to the ring with skin gloves. So they tried to kill Michael Fox. Didn't work. We all watched the fight. He won, but what did they do? They gave it to Maestre, whatever his name was. Complete robbery. Then he petitioned it. Then they sent a letter stating, we've thoroughly investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. Isn't that what happens when the police kill black people? We've investigated ourselves and we didn't do anything. You understand? Now, I need you guys to understand, at this point, when people run around and start talking about, the LDBC and we're racist and all this, that, and the third, thank you, Ryan, because now you're playing in these goons' face, and now look. Thank you for proving my point, because you know what's even more incredible? The reaction. Ryan just paid some nigger to cap for him. And you know why the truth came out? Because once the check cleared, he had to turn. He had to second think it, like, oh shoot, I'm taking this bag, but man, I gotta look at myself in the mirror. I gotta walk down the street. People are gonna know it's me. There might be some pro-black that's gonna call me out on this nonsense. We're dealing with agents, y'all. Do you see why we go at showbiz, the grown adolescent? Ryan Garcia said he wanted to wear a hood. Ryan Garcia said he wanted to dig up George Floyd and murder him again, with total disregard to George Floyd and his family. He also, I heard him say that George Floyd died from the drugs in his system, which the autopsy completely contradicted. This is Ryan Garcia, y'all. And we're all the way over here because he popped dirty on Osterman. Did Amir Khan do all of this? He popped, he said, uh-oh. Yeah, shut up. Listen, even stupid ass Dillian White, he stopped talking when his A sample popped. And Eddie Hearn worked so hard, we don't even know where the B sample is. But he wasn't out here crashing out. He remained silent. Ryan said, he put it on his Twitter, I could do what I want. He ran up, took a picture with a black chick, and you should see all the alleged black women. Oh, you get a pass, Ryan. Oh, she's beautiful, Ryan. These are all black queens. I just did a whole live on Pep Talk, and I was asking all these brothers, there's more brothers that came at Devin for losing and saying Osterman was not an excuse for losing than I see these same black men coming to the defense of Clarissa Shields. Isn't that strange? Isn't that strange? We're not outnumbered, we're unorganized. So when we get on here and we say what we say, we are supported by the history. Pick a year, pick a century. You want to go from Jack Johnson? Let's do that. You want to go to Larry Holmes? Let's do that. You want to go to the Black Murderers Road? Let's do that. History supports what we're saying. All the way up to Oshaki Foster just last night. Shock didn't lose that fight. I gave him 10 rounds. 10. And giving him giving this Gunsakia out 2 rounds. I'm being nice doing that. There was no part of that fight that he won. None. But here's where we get into it. There was nothing he could have done outside of knocking him out and Consequio not beating the 10 count to win that fight. There was nothing he could have done. Now, Stormy, I want you to bring us up to speed as to why, because we was just talking before I hit live. Why did this happen? The deep play.
Why did what happen now?
With O'Shaquie losing. The chess plate, the chess pieces that they're moving around. Let's explain what was done.
Yeah, currently right now, in this four belt era, you have 4 champions. You have the IBF, the WBA, the WBC, and the WBO world champions. Now, if you count the IBO, that makes 5. And the IBO is slowly catching on. It's one of the extra titles that Anthony Joshua was holding on to when he was the unified heavyweight champion. Anyway, that being said, the champions are currently Anthony Kakachi, who upset Joe Cordina for the IBF just recently, a couple months ago. You got Lamont Roach, who is the WBA champion. Okay. You have Emmanuel Navarrete, who is the WBO champion. And just last night, Roberson Consequio got the gift of the WBC title away from O'Shaquie Foster. So with that being said, Navarrete, the only Mexican fighter currently in that weight class, and actually has a name in the Western world. He's already defeated Oscar Valdez, who's still a contender, and he's defeated Roberson Consequio already. Now, for unification, which is what Top Rank is actually trying to push for now in that division, for some reason, now it's important that they push for it. They're willing to work with the Kakachi camp, because Kakachi is over there in the UK, and that's Matchroom. Lamont Roach got the WBA title. He recently, is a champion with that. But Lamont Roach is the last real American fighter that is, because what they did to O'Shaquie last night. But the 2 best boxers in that weight class with the titles were O'Shaquie and Lamont Roach. Because Emmanuel Navarrete is not a good boxer. He's very unorthodox. But if you look at what the play is right now, they're lining things up because Consequio already lost to Navarrete. Kakachi may lose to Navarrete based on the style makeup.
Yeah. And
he only has 8 knockouts on his record. He's not a big puncher. He's strong, but he's not a big puncher, even though he knocked out Joe Cordina. That tells you more about Cordina than it does about Kakachi.
Yeah.
But as you look at it, the play is you've taken the best boxer, the best defensive fighter out of play with what transpired last night. Remember, they sent O'Shaquie to Mexico to fight this guy over there, and he was supposed to lose that fight, but he stopped the guy because the guy had never been past 7 rounds. He stopped, Thanks. And what's even more interesting is the fact that when O'Shaquie came through under those circumstances, he showed more than they had given him credit for. So even in last night's fight against Consequio, he bested Consequio by taken away. Like I know this guy Bramble in the chat was talking about he threw more punches and everything, but they didn't land. They weren't clean and effective blows. Oshaki didn't have a mark on his face
outside of
the head clash that they had, where they both suffered a cut on the right side of their face. So that being said, what we're seeing now is the fact that you've taken the best boxer out of play. Now the road is cleared for Emmanuel Navarrete because he's already even defeated Oscar Valdez, who's still a contender and has an interim position here. This is what's going on. And by removing the best of the fighters, the best black fighters, the best black boxers, the best defensive guys, some of these other fighters who are awkward, unorthodox, not as skilled, not as polished, not as athletic, you clear a path for them to be able to participate. That's exactly what's happening here. You see, it's anti-affirmative action taking place here. If they take you off the table, you can't play. And then they do, what's that word you say should never be used about the black fighters, Drew?
Freeze them out. That's just as bad as calling someone a nigger. That term freeze out, y'all really don't understand why I went crazy on Anthony Joshua when he said that about Deontay. There's a principle behind that. You don't say that. I know everybody in here is from different races, cultures, and creeds. All right, I'm gonna get a little nerdy with y'all. Wait, let me I'm gonna address Brambo's I had it up here for a reason. He talked about how they were getting booed. I addressed Tim Bradley and how he was talking about the crowd reacting. I don't care what the crowd is saying. I don't care how spoiled they are watching knockouts and things of that nature. Shakur was winning. Shakur was winning, just like Shockey was winning. And they got robbed. Let me read the super chat real quick. My brother iRock in that super chat salute. He says salute and respect to the OG and Sensei. I know this clip will be full of jewels, man. We on a job, brother. Now, let me say this, man. Do y'all even know how you're supposed to score a boxing match? Let's go through them and put them in the chat. Ring generalship. Well, let's start there. Do y'all know what ring generalship is? Well, look, we got shit to do. Ring generalship, walking forward, dictating the pace, defensively sound. That's another thing. Defense. Do y'all rank defense? Do y'all rate defense? Clean and effective punching. If I'm throwing 20 punches and 18 of them got picked off, right? And then the last two, he just slipped. Is that clean and effective? There go Tay. What up? Tay Jones in the building. Effective aggression. Effective. You could be walking forward. You could be like, okay, ring generalship, I'm walking forward. But if you're walking forward and you getting your head snapped back the whole night, is that effective aggression?
Please ask Tay to join us. I know he might be busy with his family, but he should join.
Tay, let me know if you want to link, good brother. Let me know if you want to link. Because we in this now, man. We're living a historic moment right now, bro. Bro, and they've been doing this shit for the last 5 years with our fighters. Y'all so worried about what Floyd Mayweather's doing, everything. This is in our face at this point. I'm so glad Ryan Garcia is doing what he's doing, because now it proves our point. Oh yeah, and shout out to Sean Garcia, Ryan's brother. Fernando Vargas' son beat the shit out of him last night, dropped him and stopped him. Great stuff. And before I go any further, Y'all make sure. Let me pin this. Oops. Hold on. Oh, he's on the other channel. Let me pin this. Our good brother, iRock. Let me go over here. There we go. Let me pin that. Go support him in his GoFundMe. The brother just found some family he's trying to go see. And we support over here. So we can help the brother out. Go support his GoFundMe. But this is straight in our face, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all, man, when they announced that, and I looked at that brother's face, yo, I teared up because I felt that. I felt that. And this is happening in Oshaki. You got some people, again, I'm listening. I unmute my TV. As soon as I unmuted, I hit Tim Bradley talking about, he's supposed to close the show. Talking about Shakur. He's supposed to close the show. He's supposed to do this. I'm like, yo, Shakur's winning, man. And then ESPN, the assholes that they are, they filmed people leaving the arena. And Shakur ain't have a mark on his face. That German dude, Artem, couldn't do anything with him. I love the performance, me personally. And y'all know I got problems with Shakur. But didn't I say Shakur need to be careful? He still got that WBC strap, right? Who's left? Who's left with a WBC strap? Shakur? Devin, that they tried to rob, but we don't know what kind of damage he's taking. We got to wait till his next fight. Now, somebody mentioned Bud. Let me go to boxing scene. Champions. Where's Bud right now? Guess what? He left welterweight. He's now at super welter / middle. Right here, WBC boxing champions. It says Mario Barrios, y'all. It don't say Bud. Guess what else? IBF, it says Jaron Ennis. IBO, it says vacant. So it says Mario Barrios. At super welterweight, it says Sebastian Fundora, y'all. I rest my case. I rest my case. Didn't I do a live last week or the week before last where I said dump the belts? Or all black fighters, if you have that vomit green belt, dump it. Nah, Damas don't count because he'll tell you he's not black. He'll tell you he's Dominican. You understand? Man, now that y'all understand when Tay Jones told us years ago when he was like, yo, man, I got a phone call. Yo, we got robbed. Poison water. Faulty gloves. Oh, Tay, did you see this? Tay, Pete. Oshaki just posted this. They tried to get him with the gloves too. You see this? Oh, he's just making excuses though, right? He's just being sore. He can't. How can you be a sore loser when everyone said, yo, that was a robbery? Look, they tried to get our brother. Look at that. Look at that. Look. They got Oshaki. Shakur's next. Devin's everyone counts Devin. And see, this is why I get so annoyed with these dudes. Everyone is saying, hey man, we don't care if Devin's still the champion. We saw that ass whooping. And they're ignoring the circumstances in which the ass whooping happened. And by the way, I scored it a draw. Devin was in there scrapping. Stop acting like Ryan knocked him out. Stop acting like Ryan didn't drop rounds. Stop doing that. And you
Yeah, that's like now they say that Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder 3 fights in a row.
Yeah, I mean,
even though they scored the first fight a draw, and Wilder won the fight with 2 knockdowns.
Exactly.
It's like you know, everybody else can win on 2 knockdowns. Ryan had 3, right? But basically lost all the other rounds. Am I correct?
You absolutely correct.
But
Okay.
he whooped Devin's ass by knocking him down 3 times, but couldn't stop him. Deontay knocked Fury down twice. Once the ref woke him up from the knockout, and they give him a draw. Where was Devin's draw? Manny Pacquiao knocked Juan Manuel down 3 times
In the first round.
and that fight ended up a what?
Draw.
Yeah.
You know, the raccoons out here. You know, Stormy, I'll never get over this. We have more people disrespecting Devin. Men, black men, disrespecting Devin. Even after the Ostomy, they say it don't matter. Ostomy don't matter. Then we have those same men. Did those same men come to the aid of Clarissa? And here's the funny part. Clarissa ain't asking for aid. She just shared what she went through with this dude. And I'm just looking like, wow. Y'all not even going to stand in the pocket for this queen right here. Y'all ain't even going to do that. Listen, we're fucked up, man. We're fucked up. Coldest motherfucking peace out. Where you been, good brother? Good to see you. Darius Gillard in that super chat. Heavy salute, man. He says, the business is catering to the casual fans with these scores. Yes. O'Shack fought on the back foot 10 times better than T.O. last week, but T.O. looked like a fly afterward. No defense. And somehow he dominated Claggett on the scorecards. That's a great point. T.O. was all swole up, but he got the W. And that fight was 10 times closer. T.O. still won it.
Threw 5 more punches than he did, didn't he?
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I went through, how do you score a boxing match? How do these brothers and sisters score a boxing match? That is impossible. That Oshaki lost last night. We're going to rate whether you was entertained or not. Maybe you don't understand the sport. Listen, tennis is boring to me. Tennis is boring, but you know when the views went up for tennis? When the Williams sisters started playing. Why? Because they were young and black. And then when Serena started playing, forget it. She's running around there looking like that. Built like the number 8. All natural. Everybody, they ain't no tennis, but they knew Serena. Am I lying?
And she was good.
And she was damn good. Legendary player. But ask me about tennis, I know nothing. A majority of the brothers out here in the Bronx say, I don't know shit about it. Ain't nobody playing tennis out here. But when she got on TV, they went upstairs to watch it. And then they took their business to the bathroom. But this is real talk. But everything that Devin's gone through, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? Thomas is right. They've been trying to rob Shock for a long time. Didn't I tell Sugar Hill that Oshaki Force's trainer caught that Mexican dude for trying to do something to his gloves? They've been trying to get Shocky for a long time.
When they took him to Mexico against that Eduardo guy.
Bro.
Who had all those knockouts. The guy had never been past 7 rounds. They put him in a ring the size of the box that my shoes come in. And they thought that guy was going to get Oshaki, but Oshaki rose to the occasion
and stopped his ass.
And stopped the guy. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Yo, Thomas, did you get his information by chance? Because Thomas went to the fight yesterday. Did you get Oshaki's trainer's information, bro? Because we're making this. This is not by accident. All it is with Devin and Oshaki and the WBC, and mind you, it was a WBC belt on the line. But this was a top-rank event. So it's the WBC and the WBO. They're in cahoots. That's why I played you that clip with Teofimo Lopez back in 2018. He was saying about a meeting that they had with Mauricio Silliman, but at the same time, he was a top-ranked fighter. So it's also Bob Arum. And let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find. Look. Let me read this to y'all. Vasily Lomachenko to step aside so Tank Davis could fight Shakur. What's going on, y'all? Do you remember when I said they're making the path for Vasily Lomachenko to be the next undisputed champion at 135? Now, why is he so eager to step aside? Tank's next. That's going to be his biggest payday. He's going to be on pay-per-view. He's been chasing Tank for 5 years, right? Why is he so eager to step aside so Shakur can fight him? Uh-oh. Tay Jones in the building. Salute.
What's good, boy?
What's happening, Tay? How you doing,
Good,
bro?
man.
Man, what's going on, man? Just chilling, man. Got my daughter to myself running around with my head cut off like a chicken, man.
So, talk to me about last night, bro.
Woo! Which part?
Well, let's start with Oshaki, because, listen, I'm not a pro like yourself, but
Right.
we're not stupid. I know what I saw.
Yeah.
Tay, did you see what Drew posted with Oshaki's quote?
No, what do you say?
Can you put it back up, Drew, so he can
Oh, look
read
at
it?
this. Can you see that? Hot off the press, bro. He just posted that about an hour ago. You see that shit? Ain't that the second time they tried to get him with some gloves?
Yeah, that's the second time. That shit, what about? Right after Deontay.
That's Deontay.
Right. Yeah. That's the second time. Yeah. It's
Bro.
sad, man. It's sad because, like I said, I've had my encounters with Mauricio and WBC. You know what I'm saying? No matter what I've say, people, you don't know what you're talking about, or you just capping for Deontay and all this. My story never changed. Never at all have changed. If we being honest or modest, you can ask BFTV. He was right there with me. Mauricio wanted to say something to me so bad, but I didn't give him it's nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? Because this is not the first time that something has happened like this, right? I mean, bro, when you literally have the whole world, bro, I barely even get on Facebook. When I get on Facebook, the first thing I say is, this is why boxing don't have any fans now, because of the bullshit like this. And they was talking about the Osaki Foster fight. And I seen at least 10 different people. Bro, I've spoken to one of my homeboys who I haven't even spoken to maybe about a year or two, right? He said, bro, I know you seen that robbery. Bro, people just hit me out the blue. Bro, what's up with boxing? Why they robbing people like that? This is one of those cars that everybody wanted to see. You know what I mean? So, bro, for that to be on national TV, man, that's gut wrenching. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, like I slick wanted to tear up for shock.
Bro, I did. I teared up last night, man. That was hard.
Yeah, man. That's terrible, man. It's bad, dog. It's bad. Like I said before, people will say, well, how come you never said anything about the WBC or talked to the WBC? Drew, you saw the messages yourself. I reached out to the WBC. Mauricio brother told me, shit, we know both of you guys' families, and we think you guys are good guys, so we're not going to do an investigation. He told me that. You know what I mean? So I don't have to, lie about anything. It's just, bro, I know what they do. This, and you guys believe Mauricio Suleiman and the things they do. The same man who lied to y'all and said that he was in the locker room. No, it wasn't.
Bro, come on. That was some bullshit, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, at the end of the day, for me, man, I'm not surprised, but that is gut-wrenching because, the man barely got hit. Like, he barely got hit. He threw whatever he wanted. Could he have had more of an output? Absolutely, he could have. We all seen Shock, go and get it before. But this is one of those fights where he didn't have to go and get it. He basically just boxed. He knew that he was fighting a slew-footed, flat-footed guy. And all he got to do is use lateral movement, stay in the pocket when he wants to, and it changed the shots when he needed to, and that's what he did, man. I mean, there's not many rounds that you can give Conceição, Conceição, however you say it, but.
And I'll add something to that. You froze up there.
Just terrible.
And I'll add something to that. My post-fight show comment was this: O'Shaquie boxed him so bad, so good, that he made him look so bad that the performance was reminiscent of a young Floyd Mayweather when Mayweather fought at that lower weight. He was catching everything. He was parrying. He was countering. He was doing exactly what you're supposed to do in those circumstances, and was not awarded for doing what he was supposed to do. That was one of the best defensive performances since maybe Floyd, doing what Floyd was doing when he was like pretty boy Floyd.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I likened it to the decision that Sweet Pea got when he fought Jose Luis Ramirez that first time, when he boxed the mess out of Jose Luis Ramirez, and they robbed him because the WBC was trying to put together a super fight between the two big Mexicans, which was Ramirez at that time and Chavez, who was coming along.
Right.
So it's like history repeating itself.
Right.
You could see where a guy who is totally gifted. I mean, Tay, I don't know how much of my content you watch, but dude, I've been talking about O'Shaquie for the past couple of years on my channel, giving him all the credit in the world for being a man who has turned his life around the positive way and everything. His story is great. He's a great young fighter. He comes in and he's been rising to the occasion because they've been setting all these little bonfires around him, trying to make him fall into a pit hole. And he's been rising and he's been solving and resolving these issues, man. And it's like for them to say, forget this, let's just take it from him. That's what they did last night.
Right.
Salute to Steve O'Sly in that super chat. Much love. He said they hate us because we're the gods and they know it. I mean, we can say it with our chest now because they're blatantly fucking us up. And they're doing it in our face. Right in our face. So, I mean, look, motherfuckers is talking about, oh, well, what about when I read it on Instagram. What about when Anthony Joshua said the black man was God? Now, y'all know I don't deal with AJ, but watch this. I said, why are you bringing up what he said? Show me where AJ said he wants to resurrect the Queen of England and delete her and bury her again, or any white person for that matter. This is what Ryan said, you idiots. And y'all quick, instead of taking accountability for what he said and saying, yo, look, that was wrong, you're looking for comparisons. Y'all are sick. JB Boxing and Better, salute. He said, keep on punching, Drew. Salute, fellas, man. Salute to you. Much love and appreciation, man. And salute to the chat, man. If I miss you, know that I love y'all, man.
Yeah,
for real.
man, it's unfortunate, man. I hate it. But at the same time, man, it's not even about the gloves that they tried to set him up with. You got to think about when he just fought the guy down in another man's country down in Mexico. But they had this small ass ring and he had to come back and win. Every fight, if you look at it how I look at it, outside of that the Vargas fight that he went to go get those titles, man, they've been trying to take that fight from that title from him.
Yeah.
Then every fight he's had, even with the fight he had, what's the last fight? Abraham Nova. They was trying, like, to me, the fight wasn't close. Now, Abraham Nova, was he coming forward? Was he landing? Yeah, he was. But it still was a unanimous decision to me. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, they don't want Shockey to have that belt. It's blatantly, you can see it. And then, I don't know if you guys heard, but even on the telecast, said that he only had one more fight with Top Rank.
Yeah.
So, man, they that was Top Rank special. I tweeted about it. That was Top Rank special, for him to get the belt. I mean, come on, man. Conceição had 4 title fights, bro. 4 title fights.
Yes.
And they just gave it to him.
And how about this? the fight where he was supposed to win the title against Valdez in 2021.
Right.
Valdez popped dirty.
Right.
He still was able to fight with the title on the line.
Right.
He beat Valdez in that fight. I had the fight scored for Consequao, but they still gave it to Valdez. And then that very week after the fight, Valdez had a statue ceremony in his hometown.
Unbelievable,
So they
bro.
had all this shit set up for him, so they weren't gonna like have him lose his title and have a ceremony for him, celebrating him and everything, and he just is a former world champion. So they robbed Consequao at that time. They robbed him, and that was the time when he should have been champion.
Right.
Salute to Professor X in that super chat. Much love and appreciation, good brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So, Tay, did you hear about well, I just read it. Loma wants to step aside so that Shakur could fight Tank. Now, I come from the space where I believe that they're paving the way for Vasily to become undisputed at 135. Whether he actually fights Tank.
Did Vasily say that?
No, it's just something that popped up on Boxing Scene. It just happened. So, you know.
That can be a writer saying that. You know what I mean? That could be a writer saying that. Or that can be, you know what I mean, Bob told somebody to put it out or however you want to put it. But it don't surprise me. The same thing that did with
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. Kick the door down with honestly the direction I want to go in. Oh, now watch this. I'm glad you pointed that out, Tay. Watch this. I'm at the bottom of the article right now, right? Tay said, you just said, who wrote it, right?
Right.
Watch this. It says Boxing Scene staff.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
What?
So with Boxing Scene.
What?
Yup.
So with Boxing Scene staff, like I don't even know nobody over there no more. But my daughter know I'm talking boxing, so I don't know if you can hear.
I hear.
She's talking yeah, man, but that's what Boxing Scene do, though. That's what Boxing Scene do. You know, when they don't want to put a face to their articles, they put Boxing Scene staff.
Yo, I looked at the bottom. It said it sounded like somebody has an agenda here. It damn sure do. Thomas, let me know if you want to jump on, bro. I just sent you a text. Thomas was there last night. That's hilarious. Oh, Tay fell off. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, there go Tay. He came right back. Hold on. There you go. Yeah.
You know how to work my buttons on my phone, man.
Yeah,
But
man.
I don't know who wrote that article. I actually seen it on Twitter myself, man. But you know, if Loma did say that, don't surprise me. Same thing they, you know, Eagles Clemens and those guys. Same thing they did with let me turn this down. Same thing they did with Usyk as well. You know what I mean? So none of that stuff they do surprise me, bro. Like none of this stuff surprised me. That's why I always tell people, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, don't put your all into boxing. You know, you ever heard of, you know, people always get fucked up? Well, boxing always gonna fuck you up. Always. So that's why I don't put too much stock into it, man. And come on, man, like that was terrible, bro. Terrible.
So at this point, okay, Shock wants the rematch. Does he even get it?
Who I don't see why not. But with that one, that's 135.
Yeah.
No, that's super feather. That's 130.
That's
130. My bad.
I got to look at the rankings.
You got I got it right in front of me, Tay. You got Anthony Kakachi, who's got the IBF. He just knocked out Joe Cordina a few weeks ago.
Right.
Lamont Roach, who just fought last week on Pro Box. He's got the WBA. And Emmanuel Navarrete got the WBO. And Consequao just robbed Oshaki last night for the WBC.
What they could try to do, because Navarrete just lost, right?
No, he won.
He just lost.
I could have.
No, Navarrete lost.
I could have swore. That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
Emmanuel Navarrete lost his last fight.
He lost the
Oh, yes, he did. You're correct. He lost to that Dennis Baranchek. Back in May, he lost a split decision. Man, they haven't even updated it on BoxRec. When you look at champions, they didn't update it to Baranchek being the WBO champ.
That's at 135.
130.
Oh damn! I don't know why I keep saying 35. So that was 26 and 30, right? So oh man, that's gonna be.
No. You're right, Tay. The Baranchek loss was for that WBO lightweight belt. So, but it was vacant. But Navarrete lost that fight. He lost a split decision. So he still has the WBO lightweight belt, but not the junior. He has the WBO junior lightweight belt, but not the WBO lightweight belt.
So it's going. First of all, I got to see if Oshaki had a
rematch clause.
I got to see if Oshaki had a what you call that?
Rematch clause.
Yeah, rematch clause. And then I got to look at the WBC rankings. But I do know he was talking about making a unification fight with Navarrete. What they could have done was say, okay, well, Shaki, you ain't got number 2 more fight with us anyway. We don't know if you're gonna resign with us. You've had some close performances, on the 2 fights that you had with us. So we don't know what you're gonna do. But this is what we're willing to do. We're willing to rob you so that way we can get Navarrete that belt with easy fight with Consequao.
There you go. Because they see more value in that than Oshaki. Don't block anybody in the chat. Real quick. Brambo's back. Don't block him. Don't block him.
What's good, Thomas? How you feel, bro?
How's everything, Stormy? Tay Jones, Drew. I appreciate you guys.
Hold on. Before you start, salute to Steve-O. Slide back on that super chat. He said caught the live late, but did y'all cover T.O. taking that picture with Ryan? I saw that Sugar Free Mars posted that. I'm talking about Teofimo Lopez tomorrow. I'm talking about him tomorrow. That don't surprise me. He's a racist. Teofimo hates black people. So of course he took a picture of Ryan Garcia. Of course he did. More on his dumb ass tomorrow. Thomas,
Isn't it funny that those 2 guys, T.O. and Ryan, have been ones who have really exposed a lot in boxing, and people have just glossed over that? Yep. Drew and I have been talking about it, especially on our shows when we collaborate, but it's like nobody else is talking about that stuff. But we've been talking about it for a while.
Long time.
And they both have weirdo fathers.
Yeah. Weirdo dudes. Salute to Sugar Free Mars.
Yeah.
Salute, sis. Go ahead, Thomas.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, you guys basically said everything I pretty much was going to say as far as the Oshaki fight. Being there live, it's a little bit different because you can hear the punches and you can hear like the groans and the uhs and the stuff. And, Robson was hurt a few times in that fight, to the body especially. And the only thing I wanted to bring extra, besides the fact that they try to rob Shock 3 straight times, since the Cancun fight, the last fight, if they don't score a knockdown in the last round, if the ref didn't do his job, right, and scored a knockdown because it was fixed for Nova to win, I think Nova wins by a split decision. I think the knockdown was the difference in that fight. So, and I thought
that's what I was saying, yeah.
So that's 2. And then finally last night, they did it. Now I didn't know anything about the gloves. I was on Will's live, and then I was looking at the tweets, and I saw the tweet, and I was like, yo, Will, you got to look at this now. And then I sent it to you, Drew. Like, I didn't know that. So like, it's so obvious. And the funny thing is that two things. So I don't know the name of the coach. I spoke to him a few times. I spoke to him in February. He's a friend of Ricardo Figueroa, the manager here in the Bronx. He manages a lot of Puerto Rican, Dominican fighters. He's friends. So I was trying to get the contact. But when he saw me on Wednesday, he was like, oh, what's up? And we talked for like a good 20 minutes, and we were just talking about it. And he was telling me about Shockey, and that the last fight, he wasn't 100%. And that, you know, expecting to be 100%, and we're gonna click, you know, we're gonna beat this guy easy. And then I asked him, you know, and the funny thing is, I asked him, are you guys happy with the way, you know, Top Rank has been moving you? And he's like, hell yeah. I was like, he's like, yo, they've been great. I said, he gave us the fight. They gave us the fight in MSG, which is what we wanted to do. And then now we got this fight now, and then, you know, we'll see what happens from there. But, you know, he's happy. And then go figure, last night, he was the last one to leave the ring. He's the Mexican guy. He's kind of got like a messed up eye. He had the bucket, and he's coming out, and I screamed. I was like, hey, what's up? And he came, he was like, yo, and he looked at us. He shook my hands, and yo, this is bullshit. He literally says bullshit. And you could see the pain in his face. He was pissed. And, you know, and I said, yo, I'm going to try to catch up with you this week, because I'm going to try to get his contact from Ricardo. And then the next thing, I'm sitting next to Ofacio Falcone. What's up?
Contact.
No, his trainer, the trainer that I was talking to. He's not the head trainer, the Mexican trainer. He's got his eyes like a little messed up. He used to fight, you know, and he's got a messed up eye. I don't know his name. I never got his name. I just know him, like, he just remembered me, and we just started talking like casual. So, and then the next thing I was to say, I was sitting next to Ofacio Falcone, who fights at 130. And he was there, and he was watching the fight, scouting the fight, just like, you know. And he said that, you know, he obviously had Foster winning 11 rounds to 1. He said it was pretty much a shutout. Every round he was saying how slow Conceição was. He said he has no IQ. And one thing he took notice was that Conceição kept trying to throw a jab to the body. And every time he tried to throw a jab to the body, Foster would block it, and he would catch him off balance. There was a couple of times that he was off balance and he slipped. He was throwing the body, and he was lowering his head. And that O'Shaka didn't capitalize on it. And that he kept blocking it, and he was pointing that out. And he was like, you know, Conceição got no IQ. He said Foster, he was expecting, and this was like in the middle rounds, and he said, I expect Foster to stop him in like the 11 to 12. He's gonna stop him late. So that was the only thing I wanted to bring to the table, being there live, and then me being there watching it as well. He hurt Conceição a few times, and like I know he got cut because of the headbutt, but he also got hit with a left hand at the same time. You know, so. You know, it was a clear robbery, and it's just sad because you could feel the energy in the crowd, like and shock to see that. You know, when you see it on TV, it's one thing, but you can, like, everybody else is like looking around, like, are you serious? Like when they started reading the scorecards, we was like, no way, it's a split decision.
Yeah, man.
Like, that was the first thing. I was like, he won split? Are you serious? And then when they announced and the new, we was like, it was silent. We was just like, no. And then you heard the moans from the crowd, like. I've never experienced that, like to be there live and to feel that, like you know, and then with the coach coming up to me and you felt his energy, like it just, they really felt like they took something from you.
Hey, bro, I teared up when I looked at Shock. I teared up when he zoomed in on his face. I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
I felt that for him, man, because he did everything right. He did everything right. Now, brother Brambo was in the chat. I don't know what's going on with y'all, you know. Let's keep it boxing.
they blocked him.
No. Look, let's keep it boxing, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Brambo, what we're talking about here is deeper than boxing, brother. It's deeper than boxing. We're talking about highway robbery, and we're talking about the chess pieces on the board being set up so that the black chess pieces are eliminated, brother. This is the part where you stay on code, good brother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a plot. This whole thing is a plot.
You ready to be more upset now?
Go ahead.
So I do the radio every Sunday with Pedro Fernandez and Ring Talk. I do the first hour. The second hour, guess who he has on every week, pretty much Sunday? Larry Merchant. And Pedro, I didn't watch. Look at his face. I didn't watch it because I when I get off, I didn't watch it. So Pedro, he calls me up and he says, Larry chewed me up He said, "Can you believe this guy said that he thought that Oshaki lost?"
Of course.
And they were, yeah, and I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!" And then I got the clip, but I was just shocked.
Of course,
So,
I'm not shocked. Of course.
he said, "You're not going to agree with me."
The great Black Hope. I came home and saw it on this TV. I still got a pair of pigskin Timberlands, bro. It almost went through my screen. And I said, who the fuck let him on the couch? Who let him in? That's when I started looking at the PVC funny. I said, who let the hobo in the goddamn house? Don't nobody give a shit about what Larry Merchant has to say. How the hell did he lose? Larry Merchant, I remember watching, you remember Tavoris Cloud? You remember him?
Yeah.
I remember watching him on HBO. Yeah, I got a real bad cut. So, I forgot who he's fighting. But he's trying to fight and keep the blood from going in his eye. So he said something about the cut, and Lampley says, well, you know, he's trying to be mindful of that cut. Larry Merchant says, well, he could bleed later. Go in there and just get him out of there. I'm like, what are you talking about? He'd have never said that about Arturo Gatti. He'd have never said that. Let me put this up here real quick. Let's read this as a family. He said, you can't eliminate us in boxing. We have the best fighters in the world. How many undisputed black champions have we had in the last 2 years? Jamel, Bud, Devin, and Tank can be undisputed at 135. Here's what you're missing, good brother. You're missing the effort and you're playing into it. You don't even know. You're saying this and it looks sexy. However, you're talking about why Oshaki lost and how boring Shakur was. But those two brothers won last night. Do you see how you're contributing to the dysfunction? You said how many champions we had in the last 2 years? Jamel. What did Jamel do? How did he taint his legacy? He sold the soul to Canelo. What happened with Bud? They went and stripped him before he even went to 154. You said Devin. Look what they did to Devin. He should still be undisputed at 135. Well, he went to 140, but he couldn't get no smoke on the way out. And then they ripped him when he beat Vasily. You let other black people tell you. There's a lot of niggas out here that tell you that Vasily really beat him.
And you're giving praise to Keyshawn, who's got issues that you can't see, and he's getting ready to slip on the famous banana peel himself.
Yup.
So keep your eyes open and remember this show, because I told you so.
Thank you. And Oshaki lost last night. Now, how do you think that even happened, good brother? How do you think that happened? This is the part, brother, and this is what I'm saying. I'm being very respectful. This is the part where we have to remain on code. Even if you feel that way, you got to exercise your right to remain silent, good brother. Don't do that. Here we go. See what I mean? This is what I'm saying. So if you feel that way, you can't be halfway in it. What I'm saying, Brambo, we can no longer be fair. The battle lines is drawn. And on top of all of this politics and bullshit, Ryan Garcia is allowed to run around and say that he wants to resurrect George Floyd, kill him again, if he wants to join the KKK. As if George Floyd ain't got family.
And people like you ain't gonna do nothing about it.
See what I'm saying? Now, I saw you say that people are tough over the internet. You're right. That may be the case. But when people death threaten me and everything else, you know what I say to them? Especially when you're way below the Mason-Dixon line. For those of you that even know what the Mason-Dixon line is. George Zimmerman is still alive and well.
Can I read something real quick for Brambo and he could tell me what he thinks about this? This is according to the CompuStats. Conceição was busier, but landed in single digits in 10 of the 12 rounds versus Forster. Forster landed 34% of his power punches, while Conceição landed just 11% of his total punches. So Forster landed 34% of his power punches, which is more than Conceição's 11% of his total punches. And yet, they gave him the fight.
That sounds an awful lot like Sweet Pea Whitaker to me.
Mm-hmm.
How do you
I'm
take
just
that
saying.
fight from that kid? And all Tim Bradley could say was that, all right, never mind. I didn't hear what he had to say about Oshaki, but all he could do about, we're not gonna play that game. We're not gonna play that game. That's just what I'm saying. And let me tell you, there ain't nothing but a nigger doing that. I bet you that's a black person doing that. Standing on code is getting you out my chat while the grown folk is talking. I didn't hear what he had to say about Oshaki Foster, but I heard what he had to say about Shakur. Shakur clearly won last night. He fought a hell of a fight, fought in the pocket. He was walking forward. That was the effective aggression. He wasn't on his bike. He was walking forward, picking off shots. He has gazelle-like head movement. There was times where I'm like, oh, he's gonna get caught. Woo. I mean, he couldn't touch him. I enjoyed that performance. And y'all know I got a problem with Shakur with things he said, but I enjoyed that performance. It was damn good. And all Tim Bradley could say is, they're booing you in your own hometown. And then, Thomas, what you didn't see, round 11, there were people leaving.
No. They put it on the big screen.
Oh, they put it on the big screen?
They put it on the big screen.
You saw it then, yeah.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Why would they do that?
No, they put it on the big screen. They showed everybody, and they showed the people leaving. I mean, you could obviously see it, but they put it on the big screen too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they put it on all the TVs in the big screen.
How would you rate Shakur's performance last night?
You know, I would give it a B-. I mean, I thought he did well. I wanted him to finish the guy. He obviously hurt the guy a few times, especially to the body. And the guy did run, and the guy did move, and he said in the post fight. You know, now I'm hearing that his hands were hurt. He didn't mention that in the post-fight interview. What I hate about the media, and even my friend was saying it when I said the clip with him, they don't ask the right questions. These guys, they ask all the questions that people want to hear. You know, I got to ask a question at the end, and I asked a general question, and he kind of, swerved it. But they don't ask the right question. They needed to ask the right questions. What did you? Somebody did ask him about his performance. He said C-. So he was very critical of his performance. So he didn't say why, but he's saying that the guy was moving too much and stuff like that. But I thought B-. I thought he did well. He did way better in his last fight. He came forward, he pressed the guy, he hurt the guy. I wanted to see him at least get a knockdown or hurt the guy even more, or maybe, make him wobble, make him take a knee like Frank Martin did. But I thought he did okay. But Top Rank, this was his last fight under Top Rank, and they were going to make him look bad, and they're going to try to do anything they can to leverage that they don't have to pay him much if they do happen to resign him. So that's what I think.
Stormy, your thoughts. How would you rate his performance last night?
I thought you never asked.
Let me mute.
Listen, for a guy who has walked around for the past couple of years, proclaiming himself to be the best fighter in boxing, he dropped the ball big time.
Okay.
Last contracted fight, you're going into free agency. You want to shine. You want people to want you. He didn't perform like a guy that had a sense of urgency regarding anything. Even early in the fight, there was somewhere maybe the 5th round or something. He goes back to his corner telling his cornerman, hey, I'm going to stop him.
He said that.
Yeah.
He said that.
He said that. But he never got out of second gear. Never got out of second gear. I'm on my Drew Titan right now. I'll say it one more time. He never got out of second gear. Now, what that tells me is he doesn't have another level. He doesn't. What you see is what you're going to get. That's the brutal truth about this young man. Stop fanning these guys' asses and tell them the damn truth about themselves. Because in the social media age, where you can get on the internet and become something that you're not, you can draw fanfare. We're seeing it from this other guy with the initials RG. We're seeing it. But that can be very poisonous to you. And when you got other people around you who are very accomplished, Clarissa Shields, Andre Ward, Terrence Bud Crawford, just because they love you and they come around and they wrap their loving arms around you and they give you words of encouragement, doesn't mean you've advanced to where they are, because they're established, they're accomplished. Don't forget, this is the young man that was crying when he lost to Robisi Ramiro. Huh? But has he really gotten better? Or has he just kind of run along through this game? Because the Edwin De Los Santos fight should have been run back. You know why? Because you want to show that you're better than what you were showing on the night of. But he didn't. He went to another guy that he thought he would have easy pickings. And guess what? Like you said, the guy was hurt several times. But then when he got to rounds 8 and 9, he realized this kid can't turn it up. And he started fighting harder. And the fight ended up being what it was toward the end. Did Shakur ever run off more than 3 or 4 punches? No. Did he ever take any risks or gamble or give an unexpected angle to throw that 45-degree right hook uppercut that was there all night for him? No. You know why? Because he was too busy worrying about getting hit back. And this is the hurt business. In order to become great, greatness requires risks being taken. He took none. So why are we awarding him with something that he hasn't earned? There are other fighters out there before him and behind him that are ready. We saw Abdullah Mason last night. The young man looks damn good, and he's only 20 years old. And I talked about this earlier today. He can't even go and get a drink at the bar.
That's
so
real.
He can knock your head open like he hit you with a bar. You understand? Shakur Stevenson needs work. He said himself in the post-fight interview in the ring, oh man, I got to go back to the gym and kind of work on cutting the ring off. You think? You think all this time you don't know how to cut off the ring? Really? What the hell you been working on? Taking selfies? Listen, man, I'm a harsh critic when it comes down to the BS. You know it. And I'm going to say it. And I hope he sees this. I hope he gets angry. You know what? Get angry at yourself. Look in the mirror, because I'm not lying on you. Those other people around you, they may be saving your feelings. But I don't have that type of attachment to you. So I can tell you what you need to hear, because this is what should have been coming from, who's that, your granddad or whoever? That's what you need to hear. And you stop arguing with him and take some damn instruction. Because what you're doing, it ain't working. And you're not going to elevate beyond the point of where you are with that bullshit. Tank Davis will knock your freaking head off. You're lucky that Artem didn't have a power punch. You're lucky. And if he did, you would have performed even worse, because you don't like contact. And you're too busy trying to get out of the way. Huh? You can't get out of the way and hit at the same time. You have to be more decisive about what you're doing in there. You have to be able to make adjustments in there. I saw none of that. You fought the same way for 12 rounds. And the other guy felt like he belonged because you didn't make him feel like he didn't. So that tells me that you don't know how to send a message in the fight. At no point in that fight last night did I ever see Shakur bite down and say, I'm going after him. Never.
There wasn't another gear. And that's what I wanted to
I
get
said
to.
that.
Yep.
And so if you fight like that, other fighters who are more experienced, you think you was crying off of losing to WBC in the Olympics? Well, they're going to have you really crying. Because when it comes crashing down, all them people around you, they're going to disappear, son. They're going to disappear. Because they don't have the gumption to tell you what you need to hear. They don't. And that tells me more than anything, they're not your friend.
So Shakur, he looks great against people he's supposed to beat. But we can't, this is the same thing I said about Tank. I can't gauge Shakur other than him knowing how to get on his bike and not get hit. I can't gauge him.
Mm-hmm.
How will he react if he gets clipped? We don't know. I can't gauge him. What was the reason? What's the real reason why he didn't take the Devin fight? What's the real reason why when Devin went to 140 and dumped the belts, that him and Tank wasn't? I thought that was next up. They just never even spoke. So I'm trying to figure out some things. It ain't supposed to talk in that super chat. He says, I didn't like how Shakur was going back and forth with his coach. Just listen. You don't see what he's doing from his advantage point, and that's an excellent point.
He brought that up in the post. He said that.
Yeah, what was that about?
He asked, and Stormy, after this, I'll try to send it to you so you could to hear what he said too. He said to the effects that his coach was telling him that because he didn't want him to get robbed like Oshaki got robbed, and that's what the back and forth was about. And then Shakur said, if they were going to rob me, then I was going to quit. I would have never fought again. I would have retired. So that's what he said the back and forth was about. It was with his grandfather. Yeah.
Even the response in that sounds backwards as hell.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to sit up and say, if they're going to rob me, I'm going to quit. No, you're supposed to rise to the occasion and understand that they're trying to take it from me. All the hard work that I've put in, where I'm trying to get to. No, let me go out here and take care of business. There were moments in Ray Leonard's career before he got to be that person that ended up there with Tommy Hearns and Hagler and Duran. There were moments where he had certain challenges in his career where he had to bite down and go after the guy he was in there with. One of those men happened to be Floyd Mayweather Sr., a guy who could box, a guy who was very defensive. And Ray Leonard, boxing with him at first, had to finally say, you know what? I got to turn into a fighter and go and fight this guy because I can't get to him being as defensive as he is and everything. I got to take some risks. And he did that. And that became a staple in Sugar Ray Leonard's career. You would see it from time to time. He didn't fight entire fights that way, but there was always moments in certain fights with him where he would make an adjustment and test the waters and see, do you want this as bad as I want it? Shakur doesn't have that right now, but he better find it, because if he doesn't, he'll be left behind. Yes, he could box. Yes, he has nice defense. But there are some people that don't give a damn about that. They will make you as uncomfortable as it can be in there for you. And then that's when you don't want to find out that he don't want it as bad as the other guy. And from just what Thomas just said about if they're going to rob him, he seems to have something in him that I'm speaking on it, even though I didn't know that, what Thomas said, but it's because I've watched fighters. I've been in the gym with them. If it ain't there, you can't pull it out of them. And they will find a reason, an excuse. Oh, I hurt my hand. Oh, my back went out. My knee, I twisted my ankle. I don't know if I really want to do this. You better get the hell out of here if you bring that type of attitude in this sport, because it's survival of the fittest, baby. And all that shit about, oh, Keyshawn and me, we friends and all of that. Be real friends. Help each other make some damn money. Fight each other. Then you'll find out how good friends you really are. You understand?
Now
It's funny. It's funny because Keyshawn was very chatty this whole week, but he didn't mention Shakur because that's his friend. He mentioned everybody else that he's gonna knock everybody out, including Tank. He said Tank's too little. Keyshawn was yapping more than anybody this week, by the way.
He couldn't knock out the guy he fought last night in Moderna.
what the fuck is he talking about? All right. Now
He
look,
hit him with everything but the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
now
So who's supposed to get scared of that?
do you understand? Do you people understand? Do you people understand why? I'm just gonna run down the list. Errol fought Bud, and we could be honest, he got smoked, but he finished on his feet. He got stopped on his feet. Deontay, the last thing with Zhang, he finished on his feet. He didn't lay there. He got up. Couldn't continue, but he got up. Devin got dropped several times. Well, 3 times. He got up and finished the fight. And I had it a draw. Only because Ryan goofed around in round 12. And then you find out he was on Ostarine and Lord knows what else. You understand? So when the sensei says you can't pull something out of somebody that's not there, we don't know. We're putting a lot of people putting Shakur on his pedestal, but on what grounds? You know what I'm saying? On what grounds? What are we talking about here?
Now, likely, check this out. To what you just said, Oshaki, I've given him the credit that he deserves because they have tried him in different ways, and he passed test after test after test. What they did to him last night was an aberration because they took his title from him.
Yeah.
Because Pacquiao didn't take his title from him. The PTB did.
Yeah.
But Oshaki has shown through trial and error, through having to overcome. That last fight he fought, he did hurt himself, but he fought through it.
Yeah.
He didn't complain about it. He hurt himself last night too. He had a hyperextension of his, I don't know if it's an elbow, his shoulder or something.
His shoulder,
I saw it when it happened, but he didn't complain. He was a professional. He went about his work in a workmanlike fashion. And see, this is the difference that I talk about. When guys can meet the challenge, when something is a roadblock, it presents itself, it's in your way, you have to figure out, how do I get back on track? How do I get back on my grind? Not sit up there and say, well, you know what, since they put that up, the hell with it. No.
I did a video last night, and it was a reaction after what happened with Shaki. I was saying, look, they might be looking to rob Shakur on the way out. Never forget Manny Pacquiao, last fight with Top Rank, they sent his ass to Australia, and look what happened. So
has Shakur ever fought in a ring that was as small as that ring that Oshaki fought Eduardo Hernandez in Mexico? I told you that ring was about the size of the box that my shoes come in. Yep. And that ring was small, and he found a way to beat that guy who hadn't been past 7 rounds. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the difference in being able to rise to an occasion and overcome, instead of people just patting you on your back saying, you're great. You ain't did nothing great yet. Has Shakur ever tasted the canvas?
Never. Not that I know of.
Right. Has he
You know
ever
what,
been hit?
Let me point something out.
Wait a minute. Has he ever been hit solid, boom, where his legs go to jelly? Because that's when you're going to find out what he got. And guess what? He ain't fought the guys yet that can do that to him.
Wait a minute. Didn't he quit in sparring versus Devin Haney and say he was tired?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to the sparring.
It might be. I'm just saying there might be something to that.
But listen,
I don't know.
I still am of the thing of what happens in sparring stays in sparring. But this whole thing about these guys of today, when they go sparring, they try to turn sparring into fighting. That is dumb as well. Why should you be in the gym taking punishment and getting beat up for free? It don't make sense to me. You should be in there honing your skills, like learning how to cut the damn ring off. instead of being in there talking about boasting, or I sparred him, I sparred them, that doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
Like Allen Iverson said, practice. You talking about practice?
Hey, somebody asked Kevin Johnson if sparring pays the bills. Kevin Johnson, ask him.
Sparring only pays the bills when someone pays you to come to a camp to give them a look that they're preparing for a match they got coming up.
So let's bring it full circle, because Shakur was the main event, but although I appreciate he beat a man he was supposed to beat in the way he beat him, I did think that there was a bit of they were kind of like cutting his ass up on the way out of the door. He's not a pay-per-view attraction, and you saw that last night. I don't want to cut him down, but he's not a pay-per-view star, which is why he hasn't been on pay-per-view, which is why I'm telling the Shakur fans that was why he was supposed to take that fight versus Devin before Devin left.
Listen, brother, you can't cut him down if he can't get up. Huh?
That's a true story, though. No, that's a true story. I just didn't appreciate the way Tim Bradley was going in on him. And again, after what they did to O'Shaquie Foster, I was very emotional last night. And I'm like, man, if they try and get Shakur like this is just the straw that breaks the camel's back. But with all of that being said, O'Shaquie Foster, I need you guys to understand what was done to him, and now he's talking about this stuff, what they did with the gloves. This is all done in our face, and this is all the perfect storm, because what Ryan Garcia is doing, he doesn't give a shit about what's going on with O'Shaquie Foster. He didn't even know he was somewhere else watching his brother get his ass kicked. Okay, WBC, WBO, what was done with O'Shaquie Foster, what the industry is allowing Ryan to get away with. They're taking advantage of the lack of unity in the boxing community and black fight fans. What are y'all gonna do about it? Because it's in your face. This is what I'm doing about it. I'm showing with my money. Effective immediately. If it's a top rank event, if it's a WBC event, I'm telling you right now, I'm not purchasing it. I'll talk about it after the fact. I'll talk about it after a YouTuber uploads the event in reverse. You know how they put it in the mirror shot and the words be backwards and shit? That's how I'm gonna watch it. But I'm not gonna support it anymore. I'll watch it after the fact. I'm not even gonna steal it. I'm gonna wait till someone uploads it and then I'll talk about it. But Mauricio Silliman and the WBC has literally spit in our face. And let me remind y'all, he put out a tweet saying a lot of you are wondering, what are we going to do? How are we going to punish Ryan? The very next sentence, he said, we don't care to punish Ryan. They want to help that kid. This kid that said he wanted to resurrect George Floyd to kill him again and wants to join the Ku Klux Klan. They want to help that guy. And he's walking the streets right now. Pulled up on his social media and said, you guys are internet thugs, y'all not gonna do nothing. So he's saying all of this stuff and he's telling you, y'all ain't gonna do shit about it. Which is why I don't care to get into it with other black content creators. I'm just pointing at them niggas and saying, look. This is what's happening. So I'm asking, what are y'all gonna do? I'm already telling y'all, I'm not gonna support another WBC event. I'm not gonna support another top rank event. They're in cahoots. When you got, and I got smoke for Teofimo Lopez tomorrow. I just played you what he said. Back in 2018, they were going to freeze out Devin Haney. He said, you're not going to get a shot, bro. That wasn't for us to hear. But they did it right in our face. Right in the face. They just, right.
Bukaki.
Right in the face. Right in the face. Y'all going to take it? Y'all take it. I'm not gonna support it. The fix is in. Ryan Garcia's going crazy. They just robbed O'Shaquie. They've been trying to do it for 3-4 years now. They tried to get him with tainted gloves before. They tried to do it to him last night. They done sent the brother to Mexico. They finally got his ass last night. And for what? At what cost? For Consequia? Now, mind you, I wonder if he had a rematch clause. He was a champion. He should have. But if he didn't, I wonder why he didn't. And Consequia, you think he's going to run it back when they're going to throw another fight at him where he could probably get another belt? You understand? Vasily Lomachenko, they some sort of article on Boxing Scene. Nobody put their name on it. It says Boxing Scene staff, and they're talking about how he should step aside and let the two niggas. You see, Shakur? You're waving that Boricua flag. You're waving that flag. Look at what they're doing to you, bro. You're not Latino, brother. You're not. And if that's real with this Loma shit, look at what they're really trying to keep Loma out of the line of fire, y'all. I told y'all, they're paving the way for him to be undisputed at 135. So they want the niggas to fight it out. And whoever gets Loma after that, go 12 with Loma and see what they do. Look what they did to O'Shaquie last night, brother. Go 12 with Loma and see what they do to you.
It's funny, man. Top Rank. It's funny you brought that up because somebody told me, I'm not going to say who, but you could put it together before I'm talking around, said that Top Rank tells you who to claim. So if you're mixed and if you got any part of Puerto Rican in you, they tell you to claim Puerto Rico and disregard the other half because that's what sells.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to say who said it though, but it was told me yesterday. Somebody told me this.
And see, the thing about that is that's the influence that they try to have over the fighters and everything. But that's not true that that's what sells. But this is how they get away with doing the things that they do. Mm-hmm. And if they have people who don't have enough integrity, a la Teofimo Lopez, etc., what happens is they do those things. Remember, going into his last fight here, Teo, against this guy he just fought, you know, he was trying to get Top Rank to show a Latin flag, not the flag of his own countrymen, but a Latin flag. So he just wanted to draw the entire Latin base behind him and everything. And Top Rank said they wouldn't do that. So it's like, again, the foolishness is there. And I can't reiterate this enough. He is the one that went out there and basically let the cat out of the bag about what they're doing behind the scenes, even though the gentleman who passed away, Drew, the one who you got his interview, what's his name? The guy who used to work with Top Rank, he passed away.
You talking about oh shit. Wait, hold on.
The one who talked about the fighters and having a jab and all of that, you know.
When that Blasser disrespected.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Cameron Duncan. Yeah.
Cameron Duncan. Yeah.
Cameron Duncan. Cameron Duncan told you things from one side. What Teo said and revealed kind of tied it together. You understand? Because unless someone actually comes out and says, that's the fact, then it's all speculation. But when Cameron said what he said, oh, you want to get into the race thing, huh?
Yeah.
He was saying, that's the fact. Teo saying what he said about the meeting that they had and Devin was going to be frozen out. Even if he did do the competition, it don't matter. All of that stuff was an affirmation. But all of these people, because they get guarded against the LDBC, and then they don't want to hear the truth. But it's like when you have access to certain type of information and you're revealing it, you don't necessarily always have to reveal your sources, but you reveal the facts. And you reveal the facts, and people resent you because you're a messenger. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is they don't want to hear the message because it came out of your mouth. A child who has less life experience than you, we just saw Tayon with his beautiful baby, they can tell you more truth than you may have ever heard in your life.
Damn right.
Child. It's a gift that comes because it's supposed to be something that triggers thought process and consideration. But how many grown adolescents, to use a term that Drew likes to say, do we have out here refusing to take and receive information? We had told you guys several years ago about Ryan Garcia. We told you. And now you're looking at it, and everybody is running to the adult store looking for butt plugs. Too late. The diarrhea has run on out into the streets. And now you guys got to smell the stank of it.
We told you this was going to happen. Straight Jab Crew, a.k.a. Flatboy Plays, in that super chat, much love. He said, my hometown, Orange, Texas, is devastated over the decision. Absolutely. Let me address our brother Brambo in the chat. He says, so we're not watching Abdullah Mason or Keyshawn Davis anymore. He also says Jared Anderson and Bruce Carrington. Collateral damage, brother. And let me explain why. Collateral damage. Let me explain why. First of all, Jared Anderson burned the bridge with me. When he was Wilder Fury 3, when COVID came to the Fury camp, and I'm talking to the brother Brambo, they closed camp because he caught COVID. The fight was supposed to happen in July. Everyone had tickets and was ready to go. All of a sudden, COVID came through the camp. The only person we could speak to was Jared. Now, the rumor was the camp was closed because Jared was kicking Fury's ass. That was the rumor. Mm-hmm. So Jared runs to social media, and we was like, hey, bro, was you kicking his ass? And he's putting pictures of him going like this. And I'm like, well, could you answer the question? It's either yes or no. And he was never clear. And I said, wow, that's pretty weird. Just say yes or no, bro. No or no. And he would rather go back and forth with people. He was trolling. I said, what's wrong with this? And then it dawned on me, oh, his name is Big Baby. And then I found out that this nigga was literally crazy. He walks around with a security dog because he has mental issues. Then we see him with this Roy Jones Jr. interview. But I'm 23. What if Baby ain't asked for all of this? Big Baby gonna fight. Big Baby don't want to fight. I'm like, what's wrong with this kid? So he's a head case, and I particularly don't care for him, really. I don't want to put, for the next great American heavyweight champion, I don't want to put my eggs in that basket because he might be a basket case. You understand? But with that being said, with respect to Bruce Carrington and Abdullah Nelson, do y'all remember when Shakur went pro and Floyd tried to get at him? And he said, yeah, it was a lot of talk over there. I don't really fuck with whatever. He didn't say that in those words. But when he decided to go to Top Rank, I was one of the people like, yo, why are you going over there? Floyd left there. They don't treat black fighters well. Why are you over there? And, you know, it has something to do with Bud. We was like, we don't even know why Bud's over there. Y'all remember all of this? So absolutely, with respect to the black men that are over there, I'm over that. You saw what Floyd went through. You saw what Bud went through. I don't know why black dudes is over there. I don't know why. So absolutely, with respect to those brothers, I'm not watching them out of principle. So collateral damage. They went over there. They have no business being over there. So I'm done with black fighters over on Top Rank. We have to take a stand. I'm no longer supporting WBC events. I'm no longer supporting Top Rank events. In the WBA, after Michael Fox, we should have boycotted their ass too. Y'all understand? We have to take a stand. I'm done with this, bro. Look at what they keep doing to us. I just said, dump the black fighters, dump the green belt. That's not our belt. They're making Black Lives Matter belts, gay belts. To slap me in my mouth and call me gay belt, all this, they're doing all kinds of stupid shit. The Russells shouldn't have took that freedom belt. They're playing in your face. Stop. That's not our sanctioning body. When are y'all gonna wake up? Just because they got Muhammad Ali and Marvin Hagel's picture on it? That's for sales. Every time they turn a never forget the franchise status, man. When is enough gonna be enough?
Yeah.
I'm tired. Why these niggas over there? It's not for you, for them to call you a nigga. So look, with respect to the talented fighters over there, stop playing. They're looking to fuck you up. They are trying to make Vasily Lomachenko the next undisputed champion at 135. I don't trust the WBO. Okay, Bob Arum, didn't the FBI run up on him a few years ago? Y'all forgot that? They have a no black fighter board in their room. Cameron Duncan confirmed that. Teofimo Lopez said, we had a meeting, Devin. You're never going to be champ, bro. And we know that. He was a top-ranked fighter, WBO, talking about a meeting he had with Mauricio Silliman, WBC. And never forget the WBA robbed Michael Fox. So those are 3 sanctioning bodies. So was Floyd wrong when he said belts don't matter? Was he wrong? He wasn't too far off. And I don't like that guy, but he wasn't too far off. Do you understand? So fuck the sanctioning bodies. And just by rule of thumb, I don't trust the IBO and the IBF. Look, Devin just said, I'm not fighting at no regular weight. I'm going to come in and do what I do. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to say it like I'm from B-More. I got to come in and do what I do. D-E-W. My stomach hurts. I got to take a do. These belts ain't shit. Do you pay to see the belts? If Tank says, I'm fighting Devin when he get back, do you give a shit about what belt's on the line? Is that going to make you not buy the pay-per-view? You understand? Saudi proved that belts don't matter. I say it one more time. Saudi, Turk al-Sheikh proved that belts don't matter. Man, the Queensberry and Eddie Hearn, they turned up. I'm not even going to hold you. We didn't get the outcome that we wanted with Deontay and everything. But that event was lit. Nobody asked about pay-per-view sales and who lost what belt, whatever. We were there for the event. Yes or no?
I know the numbers.
Watch this. Everyone know whoever knew the numbers, did anyone ask? You get what I'm saying? Nobody cared because we was locked in. We was like, oh shit. Open time. Deontay. Big Bang Zhang. We were there for the event. Were we not? That was boxing. Nobody cared. So all the brothers that are on Top Rank, I know y'all gotta get money. Y'all trying to pay bills. I get it, but you know what? You're trying to pay bills. I'm trying to be entertained and not being called a nigga to my face. So I'll wait till the fights upload, and I'll just take my time and watch it, and I'll upload my review later. Y'all gonna watch it anyway. Fuck. And on that note, I'm gonna get out of here. Tom, let them know they can find you.
I appreciate you, Drew, letting me come on. And Stormy, it's always good talking to you. I'm gonna talk to you at the end. I'll send you the interview at the end, so you could maybe chop it up and break it up and just hear what he said.
I broke a fucking sweat in here. I'm gonna walk out. I get that sweat down my back, so I'm ready to go.
It's crazy hot out here in New York. It's nuts.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Hot as nuts. But yeah, it's unfortunate about the other fighters on Top Rank. Because I really like Bruce Carrington. I'm really interested to see how they move him because that's a really tough division loaded with Latino fighters. So I'm interested to see how they move him. Abdullah Mason's, I believe he's a special talent. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. But you guys can find me, on YouTube. TD Sports Talk is the channel. I believe someone shared the link in the chat. Shawa shared it for me. I try to get people on and voice their opinions. And, our fighters, managers, of the sport of boxing, as well as the politics. I get them, on. That's what I try to do. And we just have conversations. D Free is on there with me almost every Friday. And my other friend Sock, who works with fighters out here in the Bronx. So yeah, man, I'm here, and if y'all didn't know, I'm also Drew's free intern. So I let you know what's going on sometimes.
Let me holler at the people. Y'all familiar with Big Trouble in Little China? Cult classic. Love that film. Y'all familiar with that in the chat? Y'all know Big Trouble in Little China? Well, we cooking on that tomorrow. There's on Coach and me and Stormy. I love that film. I love that film. We're gonna cook on that tomorrow. We cooking on that. Stormy, let them know, brother.
Yeah, I just dropped the link in the chat there. Everybody can find me right here on YouTube, man. Stormy B Man is the channel. That's Stormy B Man in all caps, but no cap.
Real talk, Thomas. Put your link in the chat for me, man.
All right, let me try to.
Yeah, do that. I done broke a fucking sweat. I'm so mad. Crazy, man. I hate boxing. I hate taking advantage.
Drew's a funny guy. I be sending him stuff, and he'd be like, he just says the wildest shit back in return. You be killing me.
Bullshit, man. I'm reaching out to Oshaki too, man. I feel so bad. But
yeah, that was like I said, being there live. I've never experienced that where somebody blatantly robbed and just you felt the emotion of everybody there. Oh, by the way, speaking of emotion, Keith Colon made his pro debut. I've been following this guy. I had him on my show. Conor Loco's been putting him on the show, and a couple other content creators. He had a great pro debut. He stopped the guy, and that was a good feeling too as well to see the guy's pro debut. He fought a guy that was 4-1, 5 professional fights. So so that was a special moment as well. So
I want to get him on the show.
Yeah, he'll definitely. Yeah, good kid, a good family too. His father's a good guy. So yeah, so shout out to him. But when we talk about emotion, it was good to feel that energy, from him. I spoke to him after the fight, and everybody felt good. He had a nice showing too. There was a few thousand in there. He was the third fight, wow. And it filled up later in the card. But to have that, moment where they come to see you in your pro debut, it was very special. So, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Word up. I'd love to get him on, man. Salute to everybody.
I got a premiere coming. I'm putting everybody on notice. I got a premiere coming tomorrow morning on Regis Prograis. He's getting ready to fight Jack Catterall August 24th in the UK, Manchester. And the premiere is basically Regis not necessarily taking the position that Bob Arum has taken about the British judges in boxing, but I kind of break down where Regis has found himself and why it may be important just to keep your eye on that fight and what's coming up ahead. So if you guys want to wake up to some good boxing conversation in the morning, my premiere will jump out at 8 a.m. Central Time. So yeah.
Yeah, man. And salute to y'all, man. Let's go head over to the Queens of the Ring. They're on. Let's take all that energy over there to support our sisters. And I love you, haters. I make it worth my time. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.